Did you guys catch the BBC's attempt at interviewing Andrew Tate?
Yeah, it was a massacre.
Wasn't it?
It was a fucking massacre. The chick got destroyed, and it was so obvious that what they wanted to do was disingenuous. And the fact that they cut up the interview from 38 something minutes down to 12, so that only showed the bad parts, and then they deleted it. It wasn't available.
Reportedly, Andrew, tweeted about it earlier in the day or yesterday. I can't remember when it was, but he said something along the lines of they had sent him a list of questions in advance, unprovoked. That they indicated that their intention was to understand the unjust incarceration, what it's like in the Romanian, jail system, stuff like that. And they talked about none of that. And I thought that was quite interesting, especially when I watched the full 38-minute clip.
Yeah,
which was pretty disturbing. I mean, like the mainstream media is, the point where it's an absolute joke now, and I'm surprised anybody would even take it even remotely serious.
It's not journalism anymore.
No,
exactly. It's not journalism anymore. They sat down expecting some gym bro with muscles and money who's flash. Instead, they got someone with muscles in the brain of Jordan Peterson, and they're not used to that. You remember the Kathy Newman Jordan Peterson interview, and it's the same type of thing. Like I explained to my kids the other day what journalism, they asked me about journalism. I says, well, a journalist is someone who has a narrative and goes out looking for their jigsaw puzzle pieces to fit their narrative. They don't want to tell the truth anymore. BBC had a narrative about him, and they just wanted evidence to fulfill that narrative.
Yeah, it seems like they've completely backed off the Jordan Peterson's evil narrative, and now it's like Tate is a new bad guy, because I think he's an easier target. I mean, he looks meaner and badder, right?
Question is, who's the next bad guy? Is it you, Rich?
Doubt it. I'm not. I mean, I haven't. Like,
there's no bad Canadians.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess.
Come on, I mean, like an evil Canadian of someone who gets 2 parking tickets or something.
I mean, I'm not a nice guy. I mean, I'm a kind man, but I'm not a nice guy. But I've never really said anything that could be taken out of context. Like, I have editors that do clips for me, and there's clips that go viral, but it's not to the point where it's like taken out of context, where it's like, oh, this guy's a misogynist or he's dangerous or whatever. I've never seen that. So it's mostly because I'm pretty clean in my past and how I communicate. I like the 4 Agreements is an old book, and some may or may not, recognize it. But one of the agreements is being impeccable with your word. I try to be as clear and as concise as possible, and that doesn't generate massive views, and it's not as controversial, but I think it's a better place to be.
Yeah, it's a great quote.
You're also walking on the safe side because you're not using controversy to gain views. So you're not going for the red meat. You're not going for the controversial stuff. You're more close to, I don't know.
Rich, what's the name of that book that you said? The 4 Agreements?
The 4 Agreements, yeah. Don Miguel Ruiz, I believe, is the author.
Okay, because I saw a great Buffett quote the other day, and it must be from Warren Buffett, because it was on the internet in meme format, so it must be him. It was, you can't make good deals with bad people.
Yeah, you can't.
And there was a New York Times article a few years ago. It went viral. The management consultant wrote about the no asshole rule. That it doesn't matter how good someone is in your company, your corporation, what kind of money if they're an a-hole, they're going to be toxic to the whole thing. And as you said, if your word is your bond, well then if someone is decent, you shouldn't have to tie them down with 10-page legal documents.
Yeah, it's a whole you lay with dogs, you're going to get fleas. I mean, that's why I got out of the Mano Swamp, was there's too many dogs in that space, and it just continues to reaffirm the decision was good. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.